I have Penhalington's The Uncompromising Sohan. So this is a sample I've had for a long time. I think I might have got it because it was a rose oud and I was looking for rose oud fragrances. So a long time ago, and again, I always talk about these dabbers. They last forever. I mean, it hasn't evaporated at all. But anyway, I was let down when I first smelled this. And I just figured that I wouldn't like it, so I never really smelled it. And then today I smelled it and I'm like, it's actually all right initially. So it opens up with this kind of like Diptyque's Oud Palau. I guess your standard rose oud, but a little animalic. And it has a kind of a strong cumin, a little bit too much for me. I think that can make it seem slightly animalic or be off-putting. And I actually put on Diptyque's Oud Palau to compare, and I thought they were somewhat similar. I liked Oud Palau better. But anyway, about an hour later on the dry down is where this fragrance goes bad for me. So it becomes, initially the rose is kind of like cherry like, which I don't like, but when it dries down it becomes even more candy like, almost just aroma chemical, amber woods, and maybe a slight ambroxan. The cumin's still there, it's hidden in the back. It doesn't help it though, but it smells almost like the candy peach O's or something, but if they did a cherry version of that. I'm not getting much oud. It's kind of like, this is kind of like the base of a lot of rose oud fragrances, but without the rose, more of like a candied cherry and a little bit of cumin. If you want the short version of this video, I would just go Diptyque Oud Palau. I feel like Diptyque's Oud Palau starts out kind of like this. It's an oud rose Diptyque Oud Palau, right? But the oud or the animalic aspects of the oud are just turned up perfectly to make it unique. It's not dominated by that musky rose. And Diptyque's Oud Palau has this like slight like you're outside in the barn, but in the most wearable way. And then it dries down and it has this vibe of coziness, kind of like a Celine fragrance, but if it was just a bit barnyardy. Sounds bad, but I like Diptyque's Oud Palau. Whereas this one, when it dries down, it just has aroma chemical, a little bit of cumin, and I would describe the rose as like candy-like. It's medicinal, like a little bit of cherry. Like the cherry's not dominant or it's not super medicinal, but it gives me this sweet, candied like a base of an oud rose, a little bit of medicinal, a little bit of cumin on the dry down. I feel like the opening, this one's kind of comparable to something like Dior's Oud Izapan. I don't like Dior's Oud Izapan either. Maybe the sample I got was bad or it's a newer version, but I thought that was really boring. Somewhat like this. So if you like Dior's Oud Izapan, maybe you would like this. But this, I think a 75 ml is like $345 or $335. Definitely not worth it. Diptyque's Oud Palau is already overpriced at I think $245 or something for 75 ml, but that's $100 cheaper. I feel like Diptyque's, when the EDPs were $210, you could get like $50 off at $160. Those EDPs were good fragrances. I would recommend that brand at that price, and their EDTs were like $110 a 50 ml, and you could get $20 off, get them for $90. But now Diptyque's are overpriced. But regardless, this is significantly more expensive than a fragrance like that. To get to the point, I feel like this is interesting on the opening. Like, yeah, it's a slightly animalic, slightly cumin, rose oud thing, but it dries down so quickly to just a sweet, candied like, slightly medicinal, slightly cumin. Almost like a base of a fragrance with a little bit of cumin, a little bit of this candied like rose. I just feel like it ultimately dries down too simplistic in a way that's been done before, and the little bit of cumin that they have in there doesn't make it appealing or interesting to me. Um, so yeah, I would try something like Diptyque's Oud Flow over this, or even Zoologist Hyrax. Those are a little more challenging, but try those and let them dry down, and I feel like you would like them more than this one. But yeah, let me know what you think of this one if you tried it.